What's going on, you guys? TBR here, back yet again with another King of Fighters All-Star video, and in today's video we are going to be summoning on the Soulcalibur 6 Volume 2 collaboration banners in the King of Fighters All-Star. That's right, you guys, it is going to be our final summoning video of 2022. And we're going to go out with a bang, right? Because we are going to be summoning for both Ivy as well as Mina in this video. So we have quite a bit that we need to get into. We're also going to be going in on the card banner because we have not started summoning for the Soulcalibur 6 collaboration just yet. So unfortunately, we still need to hunt down those cards also. So yeah, wish me luck. I'm gonna need it. But before we go ahead and get into all of that and more, make sure if you guys haven't already done so, you smash that like button and subscribe. And let's just go ahead and hop into today's video, because it is going to be a big one, you guys. Like I said, we are doing our final summoning video of 2022, and if you can't already tell, as we said in the intro, we are going to be going in on these banners. Now, these banners did drop late last night, and these two characters are finally available in the game, and I know for a lot of people out there, these are characters that they have been waiting for. A lot of people have been patient, saving their rubies, just like I had recommended that you guys do, just as I did, and hey, here we are. So now you can make a fully educated decision on what it is that you want to prioritize. And as I went through these banners, and if you guys are wondering, I do have the $5 battle pass, so that's where these tokens came from. It's still a work in progress, so we're not going to use these today. I've only got like 5 of each, but I am going to be going in with the tokens on this banner whenever I get the rest of those. Maybe we'll get lucky. I do have a couple tickets also. We might use those in a separate video when we use the tokens. But for right now, these two banners here, I'm not going to be messing with. Right now, I just want to focus on this banner. So when it comes to this banner, as you guys are probably well aware, we do have BS characters in here. We talked about this in yesterday's breakdown video. We have the two new characters here. Both of them look absolutely bonkers broken. I can't tell you guys just how broken they are quite yet, but I can tell you just based on looking at the kits that they're probably going to be at least as good as what we already got, if not much better. And in my opinion, they're probably going to end up being a little bit better, but we'll have to wait and see. So when it comes to what we are going to be doing here as far as prioritization, we are of course going to be prioritizing Ivy and then Mina, but I do want both, so we'll be happy either way. But the cards are going to be the first priority here because we do want to start here. I want to make sure that I get all the cards that I need before I start jumping in on the fighters, because that'll help me kind of budget and figure out what I'm going to be spending on the fighters. I might go to 2 pities. We'll have to wait and see. I would prefer to have to only go to 1 pity on the cards, so that way I could do that, but you never know when it comes to these cards, specifically these sets. You never know, right? But we will go to 1 pity here, see what we end up getting, and then we'll go from there, right, guys? So as per tradition here on the channel, and if you guys want to follow along with me, if you're summoning as well, believe in the heart of the cards, praise Rico. Now let's just go ahead and summon on the Soulcalibur 6 collaboration Volume 2 banner. And yeah, I'm not feeling good about these cards. So let's just go ahead and jump right into them, right? Man, it would be really, really nice when it comes to these card banners if we could get a repeat of the luck we got with the last summoning session that we did on card banners, but hey, you know what? I'm not going to assume the best when it comes to anything with these. But so when it comes to this second part of the update for this collaboration, you guys, I do want to talk about that in today's video as well. So of course, besides the new characters, we also got the next parts of the tower, got a few other minor updates. But one of the biggest things to come out of this is we now have full confirmation, now that the towers are out there, that we can get Catsuit Ivy for free to A5. Now, that pretty much makes Catsuit Ivy the biggest value as a free-to-play character that we've ever had. Very easy to build her. You don't really have to do a whole lot in order to be able to achieve the A5. In fact, they did go ahead with these 2 new towers and put those memories, I don't want to say low on the tower, but they put them at a point where you don't have to finish the entire thing in order to get them. So overall, I'm very happy with what we've got right now with this update. And if I had to be honest, despite how some people might feel about the IP itself, I do feel like that this is one of the stronger collaborations we've had in a very long time. Just from the capacity of what we've gotten with it, whether it be the events, the free characters, the banner characters, what have you. I think that this has been one of, we're getting a card, so that is good. About time, right? So we do need both finishers for both these characters. Obviously, Ivy's finisher I've been needing for a while. Option cards we could also use, but we're gonna end up getting one of those guys there. So good stuff. Yeah, so when it comes to the boss syndrome stuff being in here as well, that has only, in my opinion, made these card banners harder. We'll talk more about that, but I want to finish talking about the little mini update for the second half of the collab last night. But overall, guys, being able to A5 Catsuit Ivy, you should definitely be prioritizing that. I would say that that's probably priority one whenever you download the game right now. If you're jumping in on for this collaboration, I would definitely be trying to prioritize that, because that character is going to allow you to clear so much content. If you guys didn't see my video on that character last week, definitely check it out. It at least gives you a pretty good idea of what you're going to be looking at there. But overall, this collaboration I feel like is going to be a major success. Whether people want to admit that or not, again, I know that some people out there aren't going to be pleased with it just despite themselves because they're not maybe fans of the IP. But at the same time, if you're looking at it unbiasedly, I think you really have to give it to this collaboration and really give it to Netmarble for delivering well on this to end the year. I think they did a good job with it overall. You know, the character choices are the biggest thing, but at the end of the day, as far as implementation is concerned, I think that they did a really good job with this one. And this one hasn't necessarily like broken the game in any discernible way insofar as, you know, bugs or anything like that either. So, you know, while I don't want to give them too much of a pat on the back for making an update that isn't buggy, because, well, that should go without saying, but it is Netmarble. So, you know, it is what it is. It's one of those things where this is going to be another BS card. You watch. I already see where this video is going. I already see where this video is going. And this is kind of the worry behind putting the boss syndrome cards in here for me. And this is why, like, mixing these banners is worrisome. Card banners in general are very difficult, right? They're very difficult. So, all right, so we are going to get a piece of the set here. So that at least we're guaranteed, right? So that's good. I would like to be able to get those naturally, and by naturally I mean just going to the pity, because I know that those pity tickets are probably going to have to be spent on the finishers because of the boss syndrome cards eating up so much space in there. It dilutes the pool even more and makes it even just that much more difficult, and card banners are always difficult. All right, so we're getting a second piece. If this is the same part of the set, we do that all the time. It's like every card banner. I almost think that that is the same part of the set. Like, if it is, okay, so that's part one. Hold on, guys. We're gonna do this. I didn't look at the last one we got. So that's part one. Okay, part two and part one. Okay, so we're good. So we need part three. Okay, so that is good. That part is good. So our cards for the set, not going too bad. Knock on wood. But when it comes to the finishers, still a lot left to be desired. We also need option cards. So, yeah, this collab. But yeah, I do think that there are things that need to be tweaked going forward. I think that the reason why we are getting these reruns with these banners is more than likely because it is the end of the year and they like to do reruns at the end of the year stuff. So I think that that's partially why this is happening. I'm hoping that this is not something that they do every single collab going forward. Something could change, that'd be great. Nothing changes for us anymore. You guys ever notice that? But with that said, I do really hope that this isn't a theme going forward, because getting these things constantly just is not fun for the collaboration. Like, people are here for the new characters and for the collab characters, and having to go in here and worry about being able to get a finisher card of all things when the rates for the characters are already so abysmal, as we're probably going to be finding out very soon here. I don't know, it's not my thing. I don't think that necessarily anybody would like or have a problem with not doing this part again. I know that a lot of people out there are kind of lukewarm to the idea of seeing these characters back in here to begin with. I personally am wishy-washy on it. I think that if they're going to do anything, they should just lower the like put a separate rate pool for the old cards, make them maybe a little bit easier to get. But you know, there's tweaks that can be made. There's ways to make anything work. It just comes down to how you do it, right? And so we're down. This is the final multi right now before the pity, right? So we do have piece one and piece two of the card set. We have gotten none of the options, none of the finishers, and we've gotten like 3 or 4 boss syndrome finishers that we already had, right? So, okay. If this could be the third piece of the set, that could be huge. But, I don't know which one that is. I think it's part 2. Again? Alright, so there's our selector. Yeah, it's part 2 again. Alright. So, now we're going to have to just keep going. We don't have the finishers, and we obviously need those. We're going to have an A5 Catsuit Ivy. We're going to end up going for the new Ivy. We're going to end up going for the Mina. So we definitely need the finishers at minimum, right? So the position we're in right now, being that we just got a duplicate of the second piece, it basically puts us in the position now where if we go to this second pity and end up getting another duplicate piece along the way, we can go ahead and finish the set, right? So no matter what piece we pull next, we're going to have the set. So that is a good problem to have. The other issue, though, that is not a good problem to have is going to be the harder to get cards now, thanks to these boss syndrome cards being in here, which, again, gonna be a nice ride. Turn red. Of course not. Tell you what, guys. It's almost like a running joke with these cards. And I'm not going to bore you guys by just going through the animation for each one of these. If it's a dead multi, I'm going to skip it. I know some people like to go through them, but not going to be something that we're going to be doing in this video. Turn red. But overall, when it comes to the new characters, and to talk about those a little bit, the new characters are phenomenal. I really am excited to be able to sit down and play around with both of them. Mainly, though, Ivy is very interesting to me. The fact that she is going to be a crit monster is always something that appeals to me because that's kind of always been the characters that I've enjoyed. So I've really enjoyed how Netmarble has been jumping in headfirst to the crit meta lately. However, it has caused Powercreep to again spike itself in a measurable way. So, you know, it's one of those situations where it's a double-edged sword, right? But at the same time, I do quite enjoy it. So being able to play around with her will be a lot of fun. And Mina looks like she's going to be pretty mean herself. So, you know, no pun intended there. Mean old Mina. But I am really, really happy with what I see from all the characters in this collaboration. If I'm being 100% honest, I think that they did a great job as far as, you know, getting them all on par with the meta. The problem is the meta at this point is kind of a mess. So, you know, it is what it is. It's basically whatever the new banner is the best part of the meta. So it would be great if something could turn. This is... yeah. This is why these card banners... I can't, man. We at least need to get one more part of the set on the way to this pity. Otherwise, this is going to be a disaster of a video. Good lord. The rates are unforgiving with these cards, I'll tell you. And they did make it worse. So... good luck to all y'all out there who are summoning on these banners, because you definitely need the luck. It is not easy out here. Man, it's a lot of dead multis. I don't even think we've pulled a single featured card on the way to this second pity. Yeah. This is where things fall apart. Do things turn rainbow anymore? I feel like I asked this question in my last summoning video, coincidentally, because we were having similar luck to this. It's like we get all this red, but nothing changes. That's rough. We're gonna end up going to this pity without a single card. If we do, I'm probably gonna jump in on the characters just to like cleanse my palate. I'm gonna cleanse my palate from having so much bad luck with more bad luck, right? Oh boy, what do we got here? That isn't gonna turn. Good lord. At this point, it's kind of a joke. All right, so we got 3 more multis, and then we're just gonna hop into fighters because this is painful. Oof. Big oof. Now it's freezing. It's like, yeah, no, dude, I'm gonna show you mercy here. I'm just gonna freeze up. All right. So we're gonna have around 70k-ish to play around with going in on these fighters. I'm definitely not going to be able to go much further than maybe 2 pities if I'm lucky. All right, so we got the set. Hopefully that's one of the finishers, but I'm not. Okay, good. So we got the Ivy one. That's the one we needed the most because we do have the Catsuit Ivy to think about as well. So, all right, so hopefully this is the third part of the set. That'd be really cool. I don't think it is. I think it's another Type 2. We'll end up with 3 Type 2s, right? Yeah. All right, well, you know, it is what it is. We got one more to get to the pity, so we'll just do that. That'll secure us another pity ticket. And yeah, guys, that pretty much takes care of the card banner for the most part. We at least are going to be able to finish the set, get the finishers. We don't have the options. I have pity tickets. I'll have to think about what I want to use all this on. Because I can go ahead and craft another piece of the set. So, all right, we're going to go ahead, pick up the items here that we obtained, including our pity tickets. All right, so now we have around 70k-ish. And it's time to go in on fighters. All right, so we know what we're going for here. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about it. We're just gonna jump right into it. And yeah, guys, let's just hope for some flashing yellow because our luck on those cards was not necessarily the greatest. Now, another thing about these banners here, kind of like what we just talked about with the Boss Syndrome cards, is of course the Boss Syndrome fighters. The Boss Syndrome fighters being in a separate pool, it isn't that big of a deal on the fighters banner, so that I'm not worried about. The only thing is with the Boss Syndrome characters, I did a really good job of keeping up with those when they were coming out, so I don't really have as much of a pressing need for memories for any of them. I think that really the only ones that I could really use, hi King, the only ones I could really use would be like BS Ignis, BS Zero, and I'm trying to think of who else I might not have A5 at this point. The other thing is generic memories for Boss Syndrome characters. Like, I don't want to say you get them a ton, but you do get them fairly regularly, and you also get selectors and things. So I'm not as hard up for Boss Syndrome characters as I am for some of the SS characters. I have all the SS characters for the most part. I just don't have a lot of them completely built, right? So technically the other banner has a little bit more value in that regard, but that isn't going to cause me to be swayed by the other banner. While the other banner is super good, and Cassandra and Taki are very, very strong characters, man, our luck from the card banner is just going to continue. Of course not. We'll skip that. Kind of like with the cards, any dead multis, I'm just going to go ahead and skip, guys. And like I said, I'm maybe going to go to 2 pities, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But all right, so we're getting one of the characters, right? I mean, at this point, it doesn't really matter who it is. I would prefer Ivy, obviously, here to start off, just to secure one, because there's the character I want the most. But we'll take either one of them. I'm pretty sure that this is going to be my girl. All right, there we go. Awesome. Fantastic. All righty. Cool. So we did get one of the Ivies that we needed. That's awesome. First copy. So now we can just kind of go ahead here. I'll probably go to 2 pities. After that, I'll be pretty happy with where I'm at for now. The cards are going to be something I'm going to have to really think about. I don't really want to go back in on the second card banner as much as I want to go back in on it as little as possible. And the reason for that is because I would kind of like to be able to go in the Volume 1 card banner, if I'm being completely honest. And the reason for that is because I would like to have Cassandra's finisher as well. So, okay, so we're getting another one. Okay. All 3 of you changed. Okay, just one. That's fine. All right. So. How was you guys' Christmas? Or holiday? Whatever you celebrate. Did you have a good one? Hope you had a great one. I had an okay one. It was pretty good. Had a lot of running around, right? I don't think that's... Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Fantastic, guys. So we now have both characters. That's awesome. She is adorable. And she looks like an absolute beast, too. Like, I'm really, really happy with the way she turned out. I was kind of worried. Like, Ivy was one of those characters just based on the hype that you kind of figured was going to be awesome. Whereas Mina, you didn't know, right? You kind of figured that they would try to show them both love because it is a collaboration. But at the same time, at first I was like, I'm not sure if this is going to freeze up. You never know when it comes to the PC client. While the PC client is wonderful, wouldn't be a video, right? While the PC client is wonderful, you never know when it comes to its connection to the server issue that it has from time to time. It does like to crash at times. So now we've got one of each character. We have 2 pity tickets for cards. We have the card set basically. And we have Ivy's finisher. So thus far, could be worse. It could always be worse. But yeah, guys, I just hope that everybody out there is having as good a luck, if not better luck than I am. I'm not one of those people that sits here and... A lot of blonde ladies. All right, I'm not one of those people that sits here and, you know, wishes ill upon your luck like some people in my comment section do to me. I'm just kidding, guys. Have fun with it. I don't care. But, all right. Do hope that you guys get who you want. Let me know in the comment section, though, down below who it is that you're prioritizing now that we have all these characters. Like I said, they're all phenomenal, but it really just comes down to your preference, right? But you can let me know who your waifu of choice is in the comment section, because I know you guys love your waifus, right? We haven't even gotten a BS character, though, which I'm not complaining about, because, again, I don't really need them. But I have all those fancy new BS cards that... Those are just going to end up being fodder, I guarantee it. I'm going to end up transcending some of these girls' cards probably with those that I got today from those for those BS cards, which, you know, it's fodder, right? I guess that's one good thing that could be said about the new structure of the card banner, if there's anything nice to say about it at all, is that they do give you some fodder in there. But I don't think that that forgives anything, right? And you guys can let me know. Maybe it's just my card luck, but I do know quite a few people that have had some issues with the card banner, or card banners, as it were. All right, so we're going to get a BS character. I'll let this play out. It'd be really nice if it was one of the Nest boys. Is it one of the Nest boys? Is it Ignis? Cool, I'll take that. I don't have him A5, he's A4, so we'll take that. Wow, I actually remembered that win quote. Go me. Or not win quote, but summon quote. So cool, we got an Ignis that, hey, could have been way worse. We could actually use Leona's as well. I don't have her, okay. I don't have her at A7. I don't have a change-up kit for her. So, alright, we have 3 more multis. Good lord. 3 more multis to the pity. We'll do 1 more after this, and then I'm probably going to call it a video. Again, guys, I would like to have enough to, 1, be able to not be completely... Okay, we're getting another one. Please be an Ivy. Please be Ivy. If it's Mina, that's fine. But I would prefer an Ivy. What the hell? Alright, so we're getting another Mina. That's fine. I'm not going to complain about that. That's wonderful. I will take you. Hello, welcome to the roster. All right, so we now have her at A1, right? So that's great. So we'll just keep going here. We got 2 more until the pity. Right now, on this first pity rotation, we have an Ivy and 2 Minas. So, all right, and an Ignis. Well, we'll count the Ignis in there, right? Because we can technically use that memory. And that's not going to change. We'll skip that. All right. So we are down to the final multi of this pity rotation, you guys. And of course, the pity tickets are probably going to go to Ivies. It depends on what ends up happening, but I'm sure that they're going to end up going to Ivies, so... Okay, so that's our first pity ticket secured. I'm going to go ahead and collect my loot here. Man, my battle cards in my inbox. And that stuff always comes in handy. I always recommend just keeping your cards in there. Unless it's cards you need, just pull them out. But whenever you get carnivals and things, it's really nice to have those in there. All right, so we have our pities, our pity tickets. Let's just jump back in here. We'll do 1 more. This will take us a little bit lower than I wanted to go, but the card banner is the card banner, so it is what it is. I'm not going to complain about it too much right now. We do have quite a few rubies that we can get from some of these events as well. I really just would like to get maybe an Ivy memory or 2. I would like to be able to at least get one of these girls to A3. And if I get a second pity ticket, that'll go a long way. So we'll just do this. I won't enjoy it, but I'll do it. That way you guys can enjoy it. I don't know what it is about my OCD, but whenever I see things like this. Just, it pleases me. So going into this banner though, I'm not gonna lie, I fear every pull, and I really hate that they have changed the rates this year the way that they have. I mean, we're at the end of the year now. Next week I'm going to be doing some end of year videos. I'm going to be talking about some things, the good, the bad, and the ugly of 2022, some of the best characters and worst characters of the year, all that sort of stuff, right? And one of the things that is definitely one of the biggest downsides to this year, besides the EX system in general, is the fact that they did end up changing the rates and adding 2 EX characters per banner. It's definitely not player friendly. It's not summon friendly. And I get that that's not really the way gachas work. They don't really care to be friendly whatsoever to begin with. But it is really rough, unfortunately, on everybody. And I really don't like that they do this. I really, really don't. So that will be something we'll talk more about when I get to that video. But it does bring down the excitement and the hype around these updates, especially now that we're getting these banners with these old cards in them that can potentially play spoiler to the cards you actually want. I think that going forward, collaboration hype is going to die down a little bit. It is nice that we get these free characters that are super good and all these things, but I'm old enough in this game to remember back when we get free characters, the card or the free character would also be free. It would be involved somewhere as a prize. And nowadays, that's completely out the window. So, you know, while it is a give and a take, it is a trade-off, I don't think that it's an even one. I think that these rates just, unfortunately, take the wind out of the sails for a lot of people. I personally try not to get too high or too low on any of it anymore, because to be honest, outside of giving my opinion, which means nothing to Netmarble at this point in life, giving my opinion on this stuff is, I mean, that's really all I can do. So getting up in arms about it, throwing a fit, and getting all pissed off about it, there's really not anything that that's going to accomplish for me personally. So I prefer just to keep my blood pressure in check at this point, because I definitely don't want to give you guys a video where I end up having a heart attack or something like that because I'm that pissed off and worked up at Netmarble. But internally, however, okay, we're getting a BS character. Internally, I'm screaming. We'll put it that way. It's impossible for someone like you. I have no idea who that is. Oh, you. Okay. Sure. And Orochi fans out there right now are just like, what do you mean, you? Orochi. BS Orochi. Come on. Let's be honest. We all know. All right. So we're getting another one. Please be Ivy. Oh, okay. So it's another Mina. We got Mina A2. So we got an A2 Mina. That's great. I will take that. I'm not going to complain about that. Prefer the Ivy, but Mina seems to love us, and we love Mina, so we'll take it. All right. Can I stop doing it? How close do you have to click to that thing for it to do that? Like, you guys seeing this? I'm not even clicking on it. What the hell? All right. Very, very picky is that button. All right, so let's see here. We are a little over halfway. A little over halfway. We've gotten a BS Orochi and a Mina on this rotation. So, we could get another EX character. That would make this at least an acceptable summon session on the fighters. But the difference here is obvious when it comes to the fighter banner and the card banner. Having a separate pool, and by separate pool, I'll show you guys real quick. So you see what I mean here. If you're new, you might not know this. So you got your 5-star best characters right here, and then you got your 5-star EX characters here with the different rates, different pool. And then if you look at the cards though, what I mean by having them in a separate pool is you'll notice that all the cards here, whether they be the new ones or the old BS cards, they're in the same pool. So that rate there, pretty much you have a chance at any one of those, and that's where the issue arises. Whereas here, it's a little bit easier. So that's kind of what I'm talking about when I talk about the pools being separated. Maybe if they want to do that, just add those into like the 5-star card pool or something if you really want to rerun those, or have a separate rate condition for them, like make them a little bit more common. That would definitely change things just a little bit, so that way you aren't getting completely blocked constantly on the card banner. but I get the feeling that's what they wanted. That's probably by design. I'm sure it probably is. It's one of those subtle changes that they make on the back end that while the player may look at it originally and go, okay, that's cool, when you really think about it, you see that it's really just a way to neuter your chances just that much more. That way they can suck just that many more rubies out of you, and then hopefully, if you're them, suck that much more money out of you, right? That's kind of how all that works. All right, so we're almost to the second pity. Almost to the second pity. And yeah, we still just have that one Ivy. We could pick up 2 memories though with the pities, but that will not get us to the A3. However, the thing we have to then think about is that one more Mina would put us at A3 for her. So do I use the pity there? That's the question. All right, so it'd be really nice if the game could make the decision for me and just give me another Ivy. That'd be great. They're not going to do that. We'll see. We'll see. That's the last one. All right. All right. I see you. I see you. Well, we'll see. If it's another Mina, that's what? A3 Mina? Not too shabby. Awesome. Awesome. Perfect. Cool. We'll take that. So, that right there works out. I'm not going to complain about that. That's phenomenal. Okay, so let's take a look here now. All right, so we should have our pities. Perfect, guys. All right, so that timed out really, really well. So let's see now what we have here. We take a look at our fighters. All right, so let's see. Let's just build her up real quick. So yeah, guys, that is what we ended up with. Now, when it comes to the memories that we got, what do we got here? We got 2 Mina memory. We got a memory for Ivy. So basically, the Ivy, I can get to A1. I have 2 pity tickets. That means I can get her to A3. Otherwise, I have 2 Mina memories, meaning that I can get Mina to A2. So that isn't too bad for 2 pity rotations. Given the odds lately, I'm not complaining about that. So I'm going to chalk that up mostly as a win, if I'm being honest. As much of a win as that can be. So again, guys, you can let me know in the comment section how you ended up doing. I feel like my card summons and my fighter summons, not too bad this time. I mean, it's okay. It's not anything that's spectacular, but I do feel like it could have been worse. I could have ended up going to pity with 1 memory or something, or no memories. Good God. So you guys can let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this update, this half of the update as a whole, the rates, everything we've talked about in this video. Definitely let me know in the comment section, but I am going to be doing a full breakdown video this weekend. I was going to do it last weekend, but unfortunately, if you guys did not see my community post, yeah, my internet, because we had that giant winter storm across the country, was completely dead. So that ended up being how I spent my Saturday morning, which, you know, is what it is. It was Christmas morning, or Christmas Eve morning, so not too big of a deal. I had plenty of other things to keep me busy. In fact, it was probably a blessing more than anything. But at the same time, it would have been nice to have been able to get a video out to you guys that day. But it is what it is, right? You can only do so much, especially when you have a once-in-a-generation storm. But anyway, you guys, let me know in the comment section down below how you did with all this stuff. Did you get the characters you wanted? Are you happy with how your banner luck went? Let me know. Are you happy that they added those boss syndrome characters and cards in there? Again, the characters, I'm fine with. The cards, I think needs a little bit of work. But either way, you guys, let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, we're going to have some Ivy and some Mina videos coming you guys' way here in the next 24 hours. So definitely stay tuned for that. Anyway, you guys, you all take care. Peace.
Continue. Game over.